Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am the Evesham Gamer TEG. I should stop saying the Evesham Gamer and just say TEG. Just TEG from now on. Okay, so like this is going to be a slightly different video from normal, because normally it's like, oh, my double trouble, or it's some gameplay, or a random live stream that I'm not fucking happy with. Big Kev over at Access Area 6 knows all about that. He makes a comment about what I think he said, what are you up to? Why are you on so late or something? Or you don't usually do this. And I was playing this game, okay, Romeo's a Dead Man, and I've completed it like 4 times over now. Like unlocked basically everything other than all the badges. And I just couldn't fucking find out where I was going. I completely got bloody lost. So I just like, go to bed. Next morning, because I couldn't be bothered to do it then, just shut it down. I shut the fucking down. I deleted it. It's like that. I actually messaged Kev on his channel and said, look mate, I'll do it again next time. I know what I'm fucking doing, preferably without copious amounts of alcohol. So, which actually kind of like is something that I've not been doing quite so much of late anymore. I'm cutting it down to once a week, which is obviously a good thing financially and health wise as well. But it's definitely kind of helping me to focus a bit more. And aside from that, like I had a phone call from the doctors saying that my B12 levels are low again as well. Like they're lower than they've ever have been, which explains a lot. And having to deal with that alongside my ADHD, it's not exactly been the easiest of times. But you know, I kind of do feel better in myself over things. So you know, it's all good. We'll get there in the end. But you know, there's other things happening as well, like you know, the chemicals in the brain are just changing now. Like as I get older and starting to appreciate some things more than other things, and realizing what's actually slightly more important than whatever you. I digress. I've had to kind of set out like a little notepad thing here on my screen to give me kind of some prompts as to what I need to talk about next. Now, obviously, there's going to be plenty in this video. Gonna have a few moans about some. Just in general, some people, I'm going to mention any names, but some people on YouTube that just clearly up themselves, and that's fine. And then we're going to talk about some pickups, some long overdue pickups. But this is stuff that I've had. Nothing's really kind of. I guess some of it sticks out, but nothing that really. It's just general stuff, really. You know, so I haven't sort of gone out of my way to buy the latest collector's editions or anything like that. I think I'm past that now. Got everything that I want pretty much. And yeah, a couple of shout outs to people, and yeah, a few bits of news really. So we'll start off, I think, with I'm sure there's some more general gump that's going to come out of this at some point later on in this video. But first thing, I would like just a little update on the Mega CD Appreciation Society. Myself, John Bunday, the Retro Martin, and Sean from Pompey Games Room. You know, Sean said something really interesting actually on the most recent Mega CD Appreciation Society. Not going to tell you what game it is. You can find that out yourself. Obviously, I share a link to that. It's always uploaded onto John Bunday's channel. But he said something, and I thought, yeah, he's getting the bug again. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, but it made me smile, and I thought, yeah, I hope you do, mate. I hope you do. Always enjoyed his stuff. I think you can gather from what I'm saying. I think you can gather what I mean by that. But yeah, so I've actually fucking for once in my life, in regards to the Mega CD Appreciation Society, I've actually not only have I burnt off the next 3 games, and I think the second of those games is when we have another special guest. I mention no names. If he's watching this, he knows exactly who he is. Yeah, so I've burnt off 3 of the 3 games, and I've been playing those a bit early, which is nice, you know. Normally, I can't leave it till the last minute, or I'll download it and burn it if I haven't already got it, which is generally the case. And then get onto it like 2 or 3 days before we start doing the recording. So but no, it was good, and we're looking forward to what's coming up in the future. Sure, a lot more bigger things to come with that. I want to say big shout out to. I think this is just something really small. I don't know why. I just feel like I need to say it, but Mister or the Super Pants Gaming. I sent him an invite. Sometimes I go through other people's YouTubers that I already know that have got them on my list on Xbox Live. I go through them and see if there's anyone I notice, and obviously you can't not notice the name Soup of Pants. So I thought I'd send him a request, and a couple of weeks later he's accepted, which is nice. You know, it's nice to have other tubers on there, and you can compare what sort of games that people are playing. But man, I'm seeing quite a few YouTubers playing a lot of these fucking 4K gamer score, easy gamer score. Right now, I did go through a stage of doing that at one point, going back 2 or 3 years ago. But I just got fed up with it, to be honest with you. I still much prefer to try and earn my gamer score the hard way, not through fucking, I'll spend 10 minutes on a game and get 2,000 or 3,000 gamer score. I mean, it's up to the individual, but it really kind of dilutes what achievements were. And yeah, like I said, I've done it myself in the past. Bought games that have got like 1,000 gamer score, then get updated to 2, or get released with 3,000 straight off the bat. And it got to me about 6 months ago where I was just like, you know what, I've had enough of this. And as my friend Mark would take the piss out of me, I'm sure he'll watch this. I'm not going to put up with it, and I'm not going to put up with it. Why do I say that? Because in that particular way, because that's exactly what I said when I was interviewed on BBC News during the Million Mask March in London in 2013 or 14. Hey, you know what? Let's watch that now.
Thousands of anti-capitalist protesters have gathered in central London tonight, many wearing Guy Fawkes masks. It started in Trafalgar Square at around 6:30, with activists then moving on to Parliament Square and some towards Buckingham Palace. 6 arrests have been made. And tonight the BBC here went into lockdown as a few hundred protesters had a standoff with police.
I'm here to just stand up for my rights, freedom of speech, and really just to say to the government, no, we can't put up with this anymore. We've had enough of this, and we're not going to put up with it.
To protest against austerity measures, against government policies which threaten our right to protest.
We are all equal, we are all one, and we're going to stand here equally and fight for what we believe in.
The Home Office has been...
And there I was, fucking me, a fucking anarchist, yeah. I used to do a lot more than that, trust me. But do you know what was funny about that, right? Was when I was with a couple of mates at the time, and this BBC guy come up to me and he said, "Oh, do you mind doing a piece to camera effectively?" And I just said, yeah, no problem. I said, but I don't want it to go on TV. No, don't worry, it's not going to go on television. And obviously I did it. I didn't really I was a little bit kind of like, you know, like when the camera gets in your face. Not like this, but in the street, kind of froze a little bit, didn't know what to say, and I just basically said, well, you know, I'm here to stand up for my rights and whatever, and I'm not going to put up with it, and I'm not going to put up with it. It's just fucking what? Oh, and it was funny because the next day at work, one of the sales directors said, I saw you last night. I went, oh, were you at the up? No, I saw you on telly. I went, what? It's the first I heard of it. I didn't realise it actually gone out live, or gone out on BBC News. But there you go, you've seen the evidence, that's it. So, I'm not going to put up with it. So, totally random. Do you remember this stuff? Do you remember the fucking slime from the Ghostbusters in the 80s? Well, this is basically the same stuff, and I found it for like £1 in B&M. I wanted to do something with it, like get one of my figures and ooze it over. So I might well do that on a video at some point. But I mean, it's cool, man. It's really cool. It's the things that nostalgia do to you. It's crazy. Speaking of which, do you remember Dusty Bin? I got myself a Dusty Bin money box. This is the same, not exactly the same one, but I had one as a kid. But when I got this one, I think I paid about £4 for this, something like that. And yes, there's money in there. Oh man, this was fucking definitely been in a smoker's house. Fucking hell. And that doesn't explain why, well, it might explain why the fucking hands are not white, but then it is like 80s this is, so. But I think my late grandparents bought me one of these, and it was, again, it's nostalgia. It's a massive thing, isn't it? It really, really is nostalgia. I'm hoping that's enough of the random things popping up in front of the camera. It certainly looks that way from where I'm sitting. Not necessarily. Do you remember these? Now, they weren't that long ago, but they were long enough. And they're basically completely useless now. Well, I say they're completely useless. You've got the Microsoft Band, right? Here's one I got out earlier. It's fucking huge. It sits on your wrist. And then we've got the Band 2. Now, I'm going to get rid of this one because it's got a small wrist. It don't fit on mine. But I think this is much nicer. You can use them as a piece of software someone created to unlock them. So you can still do your like tracking on the watch and things like that. But all the stuff that requires internet no longer work because the servers were shut down. I just had these random moments where I was like, oh, well, I wanted the second one first. And I knew it was small what I was getting. But I didn't think it was that fucking small. The wrist. Let me see if... yeah, you can see it there now. Look. It's a nice band. And basically the... like the bit that does the tracking is actually on same as it's exactly the same, but you've got a piece here that's just for charging, but the actual kind of bit that monitors your heart rate is actually at the bottom here. So but the other one's much better. It's much better in the sense how it feels. This thing just sticks out like a fucking mile when it's on your arm. I still wear it. I think it's that one I do. So the Microsoft Band, yeah, I don't know if you ever had one before or you ever heard of it. So, right, what's next on the agenda? Okay, I've said thanks to Mr. Super Pants for accepting my friend. Try it again. Friends. No, my voice ain't gonna have it today. I was trying to do in-betweeners. A little update as well for Evesham. There's a little bit about Evesham I'm going to put into this video actually. But the Neurokind hub in Evesham, some really great people there. I'll give a shout out to Rob at the end of this because there's something he suggested to me on the Xbox 360, which I've now played, recorded, and we'll get to that a bit later at the end of the video, like I said. But obviously, I have already mentioned before that they've got a permanent residence, but won't be there ready for about 4 or 5 months. I'm going to donate some games consoles for that because we're going to have, from what I understand, there's going to be like a sensory area. And like a coffee area and something like that. I don't know if it's going to be a TV or something. I'm sure there'll be access to internet, so I'll probably end up donating a computer as well. Hopefully, because I want to be involved in it. But we're in the early days of my diagnosis of ADHD. I'm not going to go into too much of it. I mean, I've done the preliminary stuff. I'm just waiting for some phone calls and stuff. But it's going to take between 2 and 4 years by the looks of it. So, long way off. And it gets you down a little bit when you kind of think that you're masking and what have you. But it's very evident, let's put it that way, to my family and my friends and people that meet me because it's just, yeah. Just there's no arguing about it. We know what the result's going to be. So, really looking forward to helping out with the Neurokind Hub. So, big shout out to Lou who runs it, the other Lou that attends it, Joe, Rob, Chris, and his dog Bella. Who else can I think of? There, Camille. Who else goes there? And obviously, my missus's troop, I call them, Aussie. Can't really say others because I don't think they're really going to go to it that often. But there seems to be a lot of interest, which is obviously a good thing. So, right, that's enough of that. Moving on, a little something. Forza Horizon 6 is coming out on the 15th of May. Everyone that gets it, pre-orders it, will be able to play the game early by 4 days. It's pretty much going to be a case of, let's put it this way, okay? The price of the base game, if you're buying it digitally, from what I understand, is either $54.99 or $59.99. Maybe I should check that. Anyway, obviously it's not going to be initially available on the Sony PlayStation 5. But wow, it looks like I'm going to end up paying 35 quid for this. Now, I'll tell you why. Because at work, I've mentioned this on a few videos in the past, we have such a thing called Bravo points. So you basically award fellow colleagues for their hard work. And I've had a bit of a blitz of thank yous in the past week or 2 weeks, which has now put me just shy, and I mean by 30 points. Now, you can only give 500 or 1,000. So, I've just got to wait for another 500 points. If I get it before May the 14th, or rather the beginning of May, which I hope I do, I should do, and then I will be able to exchange those points for either, now if I find it cheaper on Amazon by a fiver, I'll get it that way, but the premium digital upgrade is $59.99, so it ain't going to cost me a penny. I'm going to go for the physical version of Forza Horizon 6. Obviously, you know me, I'd much prefer to have physical, even if the game is not on the disc. It won't be open on the disc. It's just basically a code. It's like a digital license you've got. I understand that, so don't anyone fucking criticize me for it, but I could still take that if ever I wanted to and trade it in. Can't do that with digital, as you know. So it turns out that I've got 20 quid on Fraser's Direct, or Fraser's. So the Fraser's group of people that own like Game, Sports Direct, things like that, and I will buy it from Game, and it will cost me £35 as it currently stands, because it's currently up $54.99, the actual physical disc. So therefore it's going to cost me $34.99 at this rate. Nice. Unless of course I get a massive influx of Bravo points at work, in which case, you know, I'd need quite a lot more to be able to buy the physical copy from Amazon for the same price. But as it stands, it's most definitely looking like it's going to be 35 quid for the full package. I say the full package, but knowing Turn 10, they're Microsoft, they will probably, and they absolutely will, release other car packs that you will have to pay for. But I bought them anyway on Forza Horizon 5, so really chuffed about that. That's some really good news for me, because it means I can then not have to save up so much money. I can use that for other things. Right. Now I want to have a little moan about. There seems to be this certain amount of, I say a certain amount. There's no clique or anything like that. But I want to first and foremost say, okay, because of the way I am, and because of my neurodivergence, I do tend to have a habit of alienating myself, and coming across to some people as if I think I don't like them or something like that. All right, and that's just me. Okay, I never mean to be rude or offensive or anything like that. I just don't. It's just me and how I am. And I'm always quite upset with myself if I do say things that, like, and just think, oh God, why did I act like that? And why did I do that? Well, for neurotypical people, that's very difficult to understand, especially if you don't know someone. And it's transpired that there is a handful of YouTubers that have decided to take it upon themselves, and I don't believe that they're related, but to basically, right, fucking block me on YouTube, right? Like, I work in IT, okay? I know if someone's blocked me, right? I couldn't, and I've said before about my YouTube channel, I really am not in it for, I'm not in it for any vanity projects. I'm not in it for, for likes and subscribers. And whilst it's nice, and I really do appreciate it when people interact, there isn't quite that much interaction on my channel as there are on other smaller channels around about the same amount of subscribers. And admittedly, pardon me, I hate text messaging. I hate WhatsApping. So for me, it's a bit of a struggle to respond to people, but I do it because out of courtesy. Excuse me. But it transpires that a handful of people, and I'm not. And on one hand, okay, you can guess whether it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, we'll get it fucking right eventually. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dusty bin. I didn't even mean for that to happen. I was like, you fucking what? You know, I found some really, really unforgiving and ignorant people on YouTube, right? People that I've actually communicated with and tried to fucking communicate with and tried to fucking organise something, and it's just like, you know what? And then I see that and I'm like, you know what? Well, two can play that fucking game. So, you know, to me, once you fucking done shit like that, that's it, right? I don't care if I ever see you in the chances of seeing someone is in like virtually, you know, not impossible, but very remote. But if it does happen, I ain't going to be rude and just go, I'm not talking to you. You know, that's how I would feel inside. But I would be polite still and just say hello. But I'd make it small talk and then just leave very quickly because, you know, it just exposes really quite how those individuals are. Very self-centered, very selfish, don't understand how other people work, and are all about them. And you know what? Fuck you. that's it, all right? And I'm saying that now, and that's the last time I'm saying it. So, you know, I fucking see you, and I know who you are. So, whatever. But I haven't got to, I am old enough and ugly enough to know better than to stoop to your levels, other than blocking you back. Okay, and so what's just the saying? What goes around comes around. So I'm not going to say any more than that now because I've said my piece and whatever, you know, that's it. But I don't like being disrespected, you know, for absolutely no reason. But there you go. So after that little rant, long overdue pickups. I don't fucking do them anymore. I don't really do them. Although, just before I do get into that, I want to show you something. I may have shown you this before. One of the best controllers I've ever used. I jest not. Now, I think I've shown you this before. Okay, this is the Nacon Revolution X Unlimited. And I've got to say, this is quite possibly, well, it is actually for me, the best controller I've ever used. Now, the Elite Series 2 for the Xbox would have been the best if it wasn't for all the fucking faults that it has. Now, I'm on my second one and that's got problems. I ain't buying another one. It's as simple as that. You know, let me just I'll give you an example. Have I still got it here? I have. Now, this is my second one. It's a bit dusty. I'm not really using it, but it's peeling off here. It's got stick drift a bit on this stick here. And it's peeling off here, and it's just really sad because these feel really good. This feels better than this, but this is not far off it. Okay, so if you get the chance, and I will tell you now, currently Game of all places are selling this for $144.99. I highly recommend it. You get yourself a Fraser's Plus account, you can pay for that £1 a week if you really want to. So, and if you don't like it, you send it back, obviously. But I love it. It's got Hall Effect sticks. It's got these lovely buttons. I'm not going to press them now because it's going to make a noise. Well, you can do that, but you hear that? This one here, look. I was looking over here because I didn't want the thing to start playing, which I'm going to be playing in a bit after this. So, as I said, pickups. Pickups. Let's move this out of the way. Oh no, that's no good. If I put that in front of there, you can't see me. Right, bit of a fucking selection here, really. I might have mentioned a couple in the past. I don't think I have. So, right, first one, some geezer in Evesham had a few games, but he sold this. This was his last one. I think I paid £4 for it. Rugby World Cup 1995. Apparently, it's quite accessible for a rugby game. It's not that difficult to play. I think Sean from Pumpy Games Room told me that. Yeah, it's okay. I had a quick go and tested it. I know I'm going to do this for you, okay, not for me, but so you can see it, okay. So there you go. It's not an expensive game, but it was one that I didn't have in my collection. I've already done gameplay on this, so but I don't think I showed it. I don't think I showed it before. May have, other than in the Double Trouble, but Ken Sidon for the Master System. This is not a cheap game. It's about 60, 70 quid, I think, something like that. But I'm sure if you shop around, you can get it for cheaper. So manual's seen slightly better days in regards to it's got a few little curls on it, but you know, box is good and that's all nice. It's all nice. There was a point in Evesham CEX about a month or 2 months ago. I think it was like 2 months ago. They had Streets of Rage 2. I'll just show you that were in there, and I've got the Mega Games 2, I think, and I had Streets of Rage 2 on just cart only, but I didn't have the box one. So I went and checked it. It was in nice condition, and I was pleased to get that. Let me just tell you, because I always keep my receipts. So there you go again. Look, this is for you guys, not for me. If you like nice and complete, you get nice and complete. So I paid 32 quid for that, which, you know, by all accounts, if you get a decent copy from CEX, especially if you go into the shop and see it, then you're definitely getting your money's worth, because invariably the price is cheaper than what you pay on eBay, at least. So, you know, but the whole CEX roulette thing, well, we've all been guilty of playing that, haven't we? And then they also had the double pack of fantastic Dizzy and Cosmic Spacehead. This one, as you can see on the spine, has got some sun fading on it, which is a shame, but it is. I've never seen it before. This one, again, I say it's complete. It is. And you're about to say, well, where's the fucking poster then? Well, the poster it's seen better days. I think it's gonna have to get some. I've got 2 P. I've got it here. All right. There we go. See if I can hold this up like this. There. So it's falling apart a bit. So it's seen better days, but it's nice and complete. So it's fucking nice and complete. You know why I say that? Big shout out to you, John. Not you, Bunday, but you, John, Yorkshire Gamer. I love it when he says nice and complete. It's probably harks back to my friend James Briley. Excuse me, just picking my nose. Because he's from Doncaster. And obviously I've said this before on my channel. You know, we fell out over a fucking photograph. Like, what? Seriously, mate. 20 fucking year friendship and a photograph, and he couldn't even fucking tell me himself. It was his missus that said the friendship was like, I was fucking gutted. Do you know what I mean? But hey, you know, the door's always open for him to apologise, but no, they won't. So that's the end of that. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. But I still speak to his old man on a regular occurrence. So obviously when I hear John, and he's from Leeds, and he always says nice and complete. So John, whenever I say that, I'm not taking the piss out of you, honestly. I just like it, you know. So that's nice and complete. Right. I've shown you it now. So this one, where did I get this? It's Starflight on the Mega Drive. A binary systems game by Blue Sky. This was a total just, oh, that's rare. I'm going to buy that. Yeah. That's a mistake. You shouldn't do that just because you haven't got it. I haven't even played it yet. It isn't completely complete because apparently this has a map in it, but this one hasn't got it. I paid, and this was actually in Evesham of all places, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah. I paid 35 quid for this. Is that a good price? I don't know. But I've heard it's a very unique game. Yeah. Starflight. Starlight. Right, I may have said this one before. Submarine Attack on the Master System. This one isn't complete, but they said it was complete in Redditch CEX. This was going back. When was this now? This was. You know what? I can't bloody remember. Oh, it says it on here somewhere. Why can't I read receipts properly? I mean, maybe I need to put my glasses on. This was on the 10th of January, so I probably have mentioned this before. But they said it had a manual, and when I looked, they gave it to me. I had a look. I was like, well, there's no fucking manual in there, is there? I didn't say fucking. There's no manual in there, so they had to mark it down to whatever the cost was at 8 quid. Because I was there. I wasn't going to say no. It's in good condition, so you know. But I got that mainly because Retro Red Steve had done a video on it a while ago. and I had to give it a go. And yes, I said before, I'm not really buying any physical Mega Drive and Master System games anymore because I can just use my EverDrive on my Mega Drive. But yeah, sometimes one pops up and you're just like, no, I've got to have that. I've got to have it. Right, next one, Young Justice Legacy on the Xbox 360. Yeah, there you go. Look, cheap game, but it's actually quite fun. I was quite surprised at that. I think you can have like 4 players on it. Yeah, you can have 1 to 3 players or something on locally, and 1 to 3 on like. Obviously, I don't know if you can play this on live. I don't know if the servers are still live on it, but I had a go on it. Seemed okay, you know. But again, you know, I've got a massive Xbox 360 collection, so if I see something that I haven't got or it's on my list still, well, there it is. There's one. I believe that came from Coventry, one of the sites. I forget what it's. Is it called the Canon Centre or something? That's where that one come from. It's uncommon. It's uncommon. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013. This one, I think, again was from the same location in Coventry. So I've still got a couple of the Cabela's Dangerous Hunts to get, but I think I've pretty much got most of them now. No, I don't know. Those I bought purely I'm just collecting for my 360. I doubt I'm ever going to play them. I mean, I always fire them up and have a quick 10-minute go, but that's about it. This one was an Aberration special. It was at 12 quid at the time. And that's Resident Evil Revelations 2 on the 360. The box set. You can get this on Xbox One, Xbox Series. So there really isn't any reason for you to get this. Unless you're just nostalgic for the 360. It doesn't come with a manual, just to let you know. It's not missing the manual. It doesn't have a manual. Another cheap. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. The Biggest Loser Ultimate Workout, based on the hit US TV show. I turned it on. I loaded it up, and that was as far as it gets. So, but it's another collect game that I didn't have. It's about 50p, I think. Yeah, as I say, I collect for the 360. Why not? This one on PS2, The Getaway. Now, I just want you to be aware of this if you're not aware of it at all. So, if you're familiar with the story about CEX and why that was not included in The Getaway, so that in the shops, because obviously the map in The Getaway is in the day was a complete replica of the City of London map. So taxi drivers could use this map to get around if they wanted to, and they did apparently. That there was that fallout with, was it the owner of CEX or something like that, or the creators of this, when he one of the creators went to buy the game, a particular game. I think it was Panzer Dragoon Saga. And basically the fucking shop manager bought it himself and stiffed him over. So what they did is that they took out CEX, and all the rundown game shops you see in it were CEX, meant to be. But there's 2 versions of this, not just that, but the BT vans. Now in the first version, and what you're looking for, what was the number? I think it was, so you want, I believe it's this number here on the side. So you want SCES 51159. I think that is correct. Unless it's on the disc that you need. Yes, that's correct. SCES 51159 ENG, English. There you go, look, nice and complete. It's got the map in there as well. It's in the back. It's a cheap game. £5. One of the best games, I think, on the PS2. I think you'd agree. But and also I like it because it's got a Saab. You can drive a Saab in it. You know me, I love my Saab. Unfortunately, I had to let it go, as you know. But what a great game! What a great game! And I have been having a go on that, and I have been using the BT van. It's the British Telecom van, the way it used to look. So this is quite an uncommon game on the 360. It's Summer Challenge Athletics Tournament. Not Summer Challenge 09. This is the original one. This one does happen to be, I believe it's German, but does it fucking matter? Right? It's PAL. It's in English when you play it. So why would you pay the more money for this version when you don't need to? You just keep an eye out for certain places. I ain't giving away my secrets. But, yeah. So, Summer Challenge. I didn't have that, obviously. Athletics Tournament. 360. No, a few 360 games here. Rango. This is an uncommon 360 game. It's, you know, you can get it. It's in CEX, but it's uncommon. And it absolutely is uncommon. A nice one. This one actually appeared in Evesham. And I just saw it pop up. And I was like, right, straight down the... I've got to go to town anyway. I went in there and had a look. Oh, that's in fucking nice, almost minty condition. So I'll have that. That's a good little game as well. It's a good little game. Hold up, you're probably wondering why there's a jump cut there. Well, the jump cut is because I fucking knocked this bloody microphone and kept talking for another 10 minutes and didn't even realise that I'd fucking knocked it. So there you go. Fucking hell. Anyway, I'll try and carry on. I'll go back to where I was. There's only a few games that I missed or that I've gone over and I can go over again. So the next one, Madagascar Karts on the Xbox 360. Yeah, this one was from Coventry and I paid, well, I don't know what I paid for that. Was this Coventry? I think I said, yeah, Cannon Park Shopping Centre. This one was like 10 quid. I don't know what it is now, but I quite like the kart games. All kart games are good fun. These ones aren't too bad, you know. So yeah, that was one. Then we got which is quite an uncommon game, and that is Marvel Avengers Battle for Earth. This one actually looks a lot like, you can see that it does look a lot like Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, but it's a Kinect game, so you can know how bad that's going to be. But it's quite uncommon, this. But what's nice about this one is, again, this is from Evesham, I believe. And it's all kind of like, not, yeah, it is from Evesham, but it's got the old two-day trial gold card, and it's in very nice condition, and I like things like that. And you know, and it was like £3, something like that. So yeah, loaded it up, obviously, tested it works, and it does, and that's the end of that. Another DreamWorks and Activision kart game. So this one my mate Benny got for me. Bless him, he's a good lad, Benny. He whenever he's in Guildford or Woking, and that's generally, I mean, I don't think I've ever known him to go to any other CEX stores, but he's either asked me if there's anything that I'm after there, or I'll say to him, hey, look, you know, can you pick this up for me when you're down that way, or when you're down there? And he does, and he's been sitting on this one for about a year now. He's been too busy to send it, so I got this about 2 or 3 months ago, and it's a good little kart game, quite uncommon. It's uncommon again. But yeah, not bad. So thanks, Benny. Appreciate that. Another, I think I went through this. May or may not done. I can't remember now. But Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2011. Now, obviously, I've got the is it called the Sharpshooter? I can't remember what it's called now. Well, I've got the big set, the Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2011, with the gun. I mean, although I'm having an issue, I'm having a bit of an issue, which was this. Okay, I'm probably not going to be able to see it so well, but look at the corrosion on that. Okay, it's like a fucking growth on it right here. But I'm looking at trying to fix this. This is actually out of one of the sensor bars for that particular game. I wasn't aware of it at the time when I bought it, which is not necessarily a problem because I've got another one, but for it to be complete, that needs to be fixed. So the plastic bit's underneath there, but I'm trying to get around to trying to fix that. So, but yeah, this was, yeah, there you go. It's all complete. The Cabela series is actually quite good, I have to say. I think I mentioned when I mentioned 2013 earlier that I think I've got mostly all of them now. I think there's a couple still missing. Anyway, moving swiftly on. WWE 2K Battlegrounds. So I've had this for ages digitally. I think I got it when it first came out, but the servers have been shut down now. That was quite recently, so you can no longer obviously get all of the DLC, if any of it. And they can't any of it now. All you get on this is the base game. So, funnily enough, it's another Saber Interactive game. I wasn't aware it was Saber Interactive until a couple of weeks ago, but it's good fun. It's like a cartoonish version of WWE wrestling. So yeah, it's cheap. I think it's about £3, I think. Have I got no receipt in there? But you get like a little super card thing, which I believe was a game that was on like Android or something. I don't know. I don't know. A couple of Wii games that fucking, you know, I'm really getting kind of fed up with charity shops because they are literally pricing things either higher or the same as CEX. I don't like that practice when I see it. Charity shops, it's like boot sales. You go and someone's got a fucking Neo Geo for sale for over £800 or something like that. Not that that ever happens, but I'm sure things very similar do, because we know we've got a lot of resellers that go to boot sales and do that sort of thing. And I don't like that sort of practice, and I really find it's fucking unfair, especially in charity shops. Never try and get the price down, because you just feel bad. If you go to a charity shop, you don't expect to be asking them to lower the prices. But if you're selling a game that's more expensive than it is in CEX, fuck me, you're well within your rights to ask them. I'll give you an example. One of the charity shops in Evesham has got a copy of Bullet Witch in there for the 360. That the other week or the month, it was £48 on CEX. Recently gone down to 42, I believe. But they left it in there for 48 for fucking weeks after CEX had lowered the price. And I just thought, yeah, and it wasn't even in that good condition. I was just like, what the fuck? Seriously, these practices, I just think it's highly unfair. And I appreciate they're trying to make more money, but charity shops never have a problem with people giving them stuff, right? Or maybe a little bit now these days with the cost of living, etc. But whilst I was there, I picked these up. This one, Endless Ocean on the Wii. This one has got all the bits and bobs in there. I don't know what it's about. It looks like you just go fucking swimming in the ocean and get to swim around coral and fish and stuff like that. And then this one, it's a sealed one, Medieval Games. Nothing expensive, really cheap, maybe a couple of quid. But what I liked about it, after I saw Big Kev's video on Wii stuff, Mr. Access Area 6, he said about the red dots. I didn't even know about that. But this is obviously a genuine one, so it's quite clearly shovelware. But I was just thought, well, it's sealed. It was 50p, I think, or a quid, no more than that. So yeah, I'll have that. Probably mentioned this before. Rumble Roses XX, got this from Ben Stinson, the owner of Retro Sect over there in Tewkesbury. But I mean, like, you know, look, I think I've mentioned that I've had this before. It's got all the jiggly effects in there. But this is a really nice copy. There's nothing wrong with it. The disc is fucking immaculate for a game that was released in like 2007, I think. I'll tell you right now. Oh, you're joking. So the one game I think I'm going to find the fucking year on it. No. There's no year on it. Normally you should see a year. Well, this was obviously an early Xbox 360 game, but nevertheless, Rumble Roses XX. May or may not have mentioned this before, but I think it's a very good game. It's Battlestar Galactica on the original Xbox. Now there's a cheat code in here that allows you to play as... Can you think of his name? Now, I was about to say his name's Templeton Peck, but that's not. That's a character from the A-Team. The Face Man. It's actually Dirk Benedict, who plays... oh, man. Why can't I remember... Right, okay. Someone's actually been very kind to write... Ah, there we go. Look, someone wrote that in there. This is fucking the cheat codes. But you can put a code in to unlock Starbuck, that's his name, and Apollo as wingmen. Battlestar Galactica. Good game. Hard, though. Very hard. It's the space shoot 'em up. Shmup. No, it's not shmup. Space... something like that. Couple of Dreamcast games. So, Fighting Force 2. This one, not a great game, but the box is in pretty good nick for a Dreamcast game. Got this in King's Lynn, the end of February. Disc is in there. And which is in nice condition, but the book... Fucking hell, look at that. What do they do? Fucking put it in a sandwich. Look. Fucking hell. But, you know, I think I paid £5 for that. Because they said it had a manual. They said it had a manual, which it has. And I said, you can't sell that with a fucking manual in that state. Sorry. So I spoke to the manager at CEX, Kings Lynn, and he come over and he let me have it for the price of without manual. So, and he got, this is the only game I've bought with recent, and that is Looney Tunes Space Race for the Dreamcast. Nice nick, that one. I think you'd agree. The disc is clean and the manual's clean. This one came from Evesham. I literally saw it. They only got it the other day, and I was straight in there and had that. I haven't played that before. I played it on the PS2. Apparently, PS2's got a few more options in it than the Dreamcast version. But yeah, and the only CEX lottery that I got was this. So it was the last copy they had in stock about a month or two ago. Street Fighter Alpha, Warrior's Dreams. I don't know why I bought this, because I use a Saru now, so I don't need to buy any games. But I just had this thing in my head, I've got to get this. And I think it's because I used to have this back in when I had my Saturn in like the mid late 90s. But there you go, look, it's all right. It's all in there. Doesn't appear to be falling apart the box, but I'm holding it just in case. Last three for you for this one. You would have seen the gameplay footage if you've had a look on my channel. Absolutely astounding game. It's Toxic, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Wow. Yeah, you got to play this. You PlayStation fans, and I'm a PlayStation fan, just not a PlayStation 4 or 5 fan. Definitely get it. Definitely get it. It's very good fun. Even if you're not into multiplayer, I've yet to jump into full multiplayer, but it's really, really good. And if you get like the season pass for it, it's only like 10 quid. It's no brainer. No brainer. FIFA 14 on the Xbox 360. Well, why am I mentioning this? Well, this is a charity shop gig. All right. CEX don't sell FIFA 14. I have no idea why. They sell every other FIFA 14 game, and they have an abundance of the fucking the earlier ones. But the later ones, I don't know, like FIFA 19 on the 360, FIFA 18, a bit more expensive, obviously, because they were towards the end of the 360's life. But this, I have no idea why they don't have this in stock. So I've been trying to find it for ages, just on my travels, and never seen it. Popped up in one of my local charity shops recently. Here it is. Now I've got every FIFA game on the Xbox 360. And then finally, for all my pickups, well, had to be done, didn't it? I already got this digitally. It's Crime Boss Rock City. And why did I get it? Because of this guy here. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. And Chuck Norris is in it, yes. And you got that guy, I can't remember all their names, but obviously Vanilla Ice is in it. Danny Trejo. Is it Michael Madsen? I can't remember his name now. Oh, yeah. Michael Madsen. Michael Rooker. Kim Basinger. Danny Glover. Damian Pointer. Or Poitier. Fucking hell. So, yeah. So, that's all my pickup. That's all the stuff I've got. I don't really pick up that much. That stuff's going back fucking months. So, yeah. Right. So, that's all that stuff. Big shout out to Marcus, Xfile 2708 or 2708, how you want to pronounce it. Yeah, you probably would have seen, hopefully you've seen these videos. I shared a link to it. Yeah, I was going through all my stuff, and I had a spare Sega Saturn Mark II and a steering wheel, which needs a little rubber bit in there. But I cleaned it all out. Everything was clean. Chucked in 3 games for him: Virtua Fighter 2, Sega Rally, and Daytona USA. And a controller, obviously, and a fucking SCART cable, whatever, yeah, power lead. But you know, his video really touched me, and I felt it was, I don't like to get rid of things. I really fucking don't. And when I give things away, it does pain me. But I'd much rather that someone got use out of that Sega Saturn instead of it sitting in my loft, never getting used. So I tested it all and I sent it over to him, and he obviously sent me. I said I don't want any money for it, and he gave me the price of postage and enough money for a couple of beers, which I said I had last Friday, but actually I'm going to have them this Friday. So, but yeah, enjoy, Marcus. I'm glad you're happy with that. Final thing, gonna say, right? Didn't know this. Big shout out to Rob from the Neuro Hub group. He's talking to me about some video games, and he mentioned a game called Sherlock Holmes, or Crime and Punishments, Sherlock Holmes on the Xbox 360. I didn't realise it was released on the Xbox One as well. So for, as I always keep saying, the interests of science, I've played the I call it the railway level. It's the second case you have to do in the game, and you will see that uploaded at the same time as this video. It will be put out at the same time. I tell you why, because it involves Evesham. It's got Evesham train station in it, and I had to play it, and I got hooked. That whole video is it's an hour and 40 minutes long, I think, a bit longer. It's crazy, but I thoroughly enjoyed every minute, and I'm going to go through all the other stuff in that game, and then I'm going to get the Xbox One version. It's absolutely brilliant, and Rob told me about this, and I had to do it. Now, out of all my video games, Evesham seems to be the only place that seems to have, or at least this area where I live, games that feature places in this very area. So Evesham in Crimes and Punishment, Sherlock Holmes, and Broadway, which is just a stone's throw from where I live, effectively, in Forza Horizon 4. So it's a good area to live for video games being, either referenced or being kind of like, being referenced or being shown in the game, which is fantastic. So yeah, big shout out to you, Rob. You can watch that if you want, and then anybody else really want to watch it, I'm putting it up now, as I say. So thoroughly great game, and it's nice to see Evesham mentioned again in video games. So that's enough from me. I've waffled on more than enough. Kept you probably sent you to sleep. You probably switched off ages ago, but do feel free to come back and check the rest of this video, because there's plenty in it for everyone. So that's it from me, and I'll see you probably on Double Trouble this coming Friday, because got some Sega Saturn goodness for you. Take it easy all, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.